Alright, some more response videos. Probably a few of these. So, first 15 minutes on the website, hitting the button. And, on YouTube, and then the rest will be on the website. It might be another hour, who knows. A couple of videos I'll try to rip through here. But anyway, this first one is from this guy called Stealth Badger. And, the title of the video was pretty crappy. But the video itself was actually decent.
Been kind of a depressing week with a lot of the news coming out. So I've been kind of apathetic. And when I get apathetic, I get stupid.
Yes, you watched the Inmendham video. Yeah, it's funny. But anyway, I didn't know. Some news came out. News. Yeah, I gotta watch the news. Gotta go read it. Gotta do something, I guess.
And being stupid, I watched a Gary video because of some of the conversations on Twitter about the discussion between Vodter and I Like Newman and Gary. And I don't know, maybe I was trying to put myself out of my misery since, his videos can induce brain death in just about any.
Yeah, well, whatever. It is all kind of horrible. But, I continue. What the hell? I'm sorry, I should have skipped this part. I forgot that you did ramble on a little.
Temporary at best, but, gotta do what you can. But instead it pissed me off.
Here we go.
The video in question was about whether or not, if you could push the big red button, so to speak, and end it all, whether this society, this world, this species was too sick to live. Whether.
Yeah, well, and it's also about the fact of whether life itself is pretty much a terminal disease. Yeah, whether it can really be turned into anything. Can it really build anything? Can it really do anything? I mean, it's a bug planet. Come on.
Or the suffering that would be created outweighs any benefit that might be gained.
Yeah, well, that's a good part of it. Thanks for throwing that in there. Because that's part of the equation. It's either you look at the positive part and you say, holy smokes, it really is just like Twinkies and shit. And then you look at the negative, and man, you can look there all frickin' day. I mean, all day you could sit there and conjure up visions of just absolute horror. I mean, a building falls down, somebody's trapped for 3 days, they have to eat their own leg off. I mean, just horrible, horrible shit that goes on. And is that really worth it? I mean, is it really worth the, perfectly deep-fried Twinkie?
And I just had 2 responses. No, well, 3. One idealistic, happy, squishy response. One sort of methodical one, and one cold and logical.
Yeah, I sort of couldn't find that one. But anyway, continue.
And I'll go in that order.
Super.
The first one is,
Here we are.
No. I can still do some good. I still try and do some good. I do some bad along the way, too, because good and bad are terms defined by who is perceiving the actions.
Oops. Yeah, whoops. Yeah, so that's a premise that, we're going to have a disagreement about. And so there's, okay, based on your premise, if you want to believe that, if a mechanical device, if a rat falls into a, some sort of machinery at a farm or something, and it gets half chewed up and really a mess and horrible. Yeah, nobody looks at it. Nobody sees it. Nobody even knows it happened. All right? It still happened. So, I mean, this subjective crap that somehow is like, oh, it's all fudgy math. Well, it's only fudgy for us. We can't do the math. It's like the quantum thing. It's not that this stupid particle is bouncing all over the place or doesn't have any identity. It's that we can't see it. And people keep distorting it here, okay? There's parts of reality we can't get to. And that's the part like where I don't even know, like this sentence could end up getting some 5-year-old kid run over in the street. It's that permutation thing. It can have all these unintended consequences that go rolling on forever. And yeah, so that's part of our reality, and I can't predict that beforehand. I can't know ahead of time what the implications of things are going to be with any kind of absolute precision. So we have to do like the probability math thing. We have to do the quantum thing and quantum mechanics of morality or ethics. And we have to just generalize into probabilities, into, well, this is what is, this is the range of possibility. And, but whatever, this idea that somehow it's all subjective and mushy is, yeah, well, it is mushy. Sorry, there's no sale here.
But I still have opportunities to create positive change, and I do take advantage of them.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, it's not against my argument. My argument is that, yeah, life spills milk, okay, and then we can clean up a certain percentage of it. And it'd be highly excellent the more you clean up. But you're still stuck against that ultimate question is there anything other than cleaning up milk to do as an accomplishment? And secondarily, is there any realistic hope that we're ever going to even come close to cleaning up most of it?
2, my point of view is limited. My point of view of what is good and what is evil, and what is good, right, and what is wrong, yada, 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 and what is on history and on possible future events is very limited. I can't perceive everything that I would need to be able to perceive in order to make that decision. So no, I would not make that decision.
Okay, but see, now that argument just sort of, I mean, that's really, it isn't fair to the circumstance. That's sort of claiming, you're not basically saying I can't see the detail. You're basically somehow saying you can't see the principle. Like somehow the principle is obscured from you, and so there could be some fundamental underlying principle, like a god or unicorns or, rainbow spores or whatever, that's going to somehow make it all make sense somehow. And I just think that's crap. We really do. We can dissect the experiment. Yeah, we can't know where every little rat is and what every little rat is doing, but we can know the general rules of the game, okay? It's a board game, and yeah, we don't know where all the pieces are. We don't know exactly the density of the cardboard. We don't know every friggin' little tiny detail, but we do know the principle. It's a DNA molecule. We can look at the experiment. We can look at this thing that's going on, and we can understand the principles. And so I think it's kind of a cop-out to say, oh no, it's all beyond us. We can't tell whether there's, magic super duper, gobstopper bubblegum in the center of the earth or something. Everything will be just fine. We just dig deep enough and, the marshmallow queen will fly out and everything will be just fine.
I would not push the big red button. And 3, eliminating the human race would eliminate anyone we know of that could make the subjective judgment as to whether it was worth it. So that action would be as final as any action had ever been, since it could never, ever be questioned, never be examined, never be learned from, never be improved upon, scrapped, rebuilt, whatever. I mean, that's it.
Yeah, well, there's a line from some movie. Which one was it? There's nothing to learn from them but how to die. When the aliens come or something. Yeah, I think it's the original Thing movie. Nothing to learn from him but how to die. So I mean, come on. Oh, let's not eradicate smallpox because smallpox might be magic, and it's just no. We know what it is, and I mean, the idea of just redundantly having people show up on Earth to go, oh yeah, this is a shithole. Oh yeah, that is a shithole. No, let's just make some movies. I don't know what to say. Document it, and then leave it at that.
There would be no more value judgments for the human race ever. It would be the last value judgment ever made.
Yeah, well look, you want to have 10 people survive in a little bubble or something? Whatever, so they can sit around and do value judgments. I just don't see the point. Volunteers, fine. But yeah, the idea that you're going to keep injecting it on the responsibility on people who don't want it, that are going to derive no benefit from it and only going to curse you for imposing it, well, that's the cost of that kind of crap. So until you eradicate that from the equation, I mean, that's sort of a bullshit rationalization. But yeah, the idea, if you want to create some little perfect, pleasant island of humanity you know, put a bubble over them and protect them from the annihilation, I guess I wouldn't be opposed as long as there was rules so they couldn't turn back into cockroaches. But they're just going to, you know, like I said, if all you're doing is defending the cockroach mentality, well, fuck that. I mean, you know, it's a bug planet. You know.
No. No, logically, morally, ethically, there is not only a deep desire in me not to do it, there is absolutely no compelling interest or even emotional argument in that to me. And if, as much as I hate being around people, as much as I look around and see things that suck, the idea of saying yes to that question just smacks of stupidity and arrogance and...
Yeah, well, whatever. Yeah, I mean, there's... The simple truth is, it's a question that will have to be answered. It was going to be answered by people. I mean, who knows? Somebody's going to, you know, someday have the power that is not going to have your opinion. It might have something close to mine. And, you know, it's going to run through their head, and they're going to say, well, I got to do the right thing. This is crap. So, again, I mean, maybe if I was made more personal, I mean, maybe if you knew tomorrow that, yeah, you're going to get Lou Gehrig's disease, and you're inevitably going to choke on your own saliva. You know, maybe it becomes more understandable. I mean, but I just don't. How do you take this net pie? Like, again, how do you take the collective of consciousness on planet Earth? You look at its day-to-day experience, and you put all that stuff together. You add all the pluses and the minuses and the whatevers. I mean, you just don't get something that's very. You get a gruel out of it. You know, you might be able to eat it, you know, on a Tuesday or a Thursday. You're not going to be able to eat what comes up Saturday or Monday, because that's just too fucking horrible. I mean, it's really... Sorry, I just don't see why you're turning it into some sort of preposterously out-of-reach question. It's the real circumstance, the real meaning of your existence is your participation in a sea of sentient destiny. And just, you know, to run away from the question is bullshit. Because you emotionally can't deal with it, or you can't find a handle to grab emotionally, well, quit grabbing it emotionally then. Whoa, big mistake.
The idea of saying yes to that question just smacks of stupidity and arrogance and ignorant mental masturbation. In short, it screams at Gary. So, as a matter of fact...
Yeah, well, whatever. I just, you know, you want to make the accusation that I'm ignorant, fine, go ahead. I think that doesn't do anything but damage your credibility. Sorry. But, you know, you got to do a little better than that. I can be a lot of things, but I'm not.
Even Gary can't fill those shoes. Gary wishes he could fill those shoes. But I'm going to stop with the personal attacks. You know, but you got to say, somebody who says, yeah, it would be the right thing to do to destroy the whole world, fuck you. I'm going to attack you. Because you're stupid.
Yeah, right. But you're going to attack me out of this cliche 50s morality or something. It's some sort of like, well, Leave It to Beaver told me I can't do that. Oh, no, Goliath, on Davy and Goliath. He said, no, I don't think so, Davy. You know, or some kind of bullshit. I mean, you're just throwing out some sort of cliche human cultural reaction. It doesn't, there's no logic behind it or anything, so that's just kind of bullshit. But anyway, it's a good video. You're a pleasant enough human being. Yes, I might even like to pet your little head. Okay, but anyway, enough said. Till next time, thank you very much. Title kind of sucked, and, you know, there was little pieces of the video I didn't like much, but generally speaking, it was a good video, so. Okay, till next time, thank you. Blah, blah, blah. No part 2, good. Or I'll throw this one on YouTube. Yeah. What the hell?